It's my extreme pleasure to introduce our opening speaker for the symposium today. I'd like to welcome Brian Desjardins and his wife, Cori. They would like to share their story, focusing on Brian's journey back to the community. Brian's journey began in 2024 here in Sudbury, and I had the opportunity to listen to the story in November, and I'm sure you will find it insightful and may help inform your practice. As Brian has aphasia, he will start, and then his wife, Cori, will read out his journey as he wrote it. Welcome, Brian and Cori.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would, for this, just give me a second there. Okay. Hello, I am Brian Desjardins, and I am 66 years old and have been married for 45 years. I have 4 children and 7 great grandchildren. And now Cori will do the rest.
Not great-grandchildren. Don't age yourself so much.
What did I?
Grandchildren.
Grandchildren, sorry.
On March 16th, I had a stroke. Before my stroke, I was still working and I enjoyed golfing, fishing, and camping. Between the stroke unit and intensive rehab unit, I was in the hospital for 3 months. During my stay in the hospital, I participated in daily physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, which helped start my recovery process. Prior to arriving at the outpatient neuro rehab, I was unable to feel my right side. I was walking with a walker, having difficulty talking, and difficulty understanding people verbally. Outpatient neuro rehab played a pivotal role in my stroke recovery, aligning perfectly with my personal goals of wanting to fish, golf, speak, providing me a seamless transition from hospital to community. Remarkably, I began sessions on the Monday, just days after being discharged on the previous Thursday, ensuring no momentum was lost. With tailored activities like golfing and offsite sessions, therapy felt meaningful and engaging, directly connecting to my hobbies and my goals. From the secretary to all the healthcare therapists and social workers, every aspect of my needs were being met, including my post-stroke mental health. I experienced significant post-stroke anxiety and depression, which affected my ability to attend rehab. At that point, the emotional toll of my stroke left not only myself overwhelmed, but also my wife. I had a dedicated social worker who was readily available to meet on numerous occasions as we navigated a new aspect of my recovery for the first time. This hands-on, personalized approach helped me regain not only physical capabilities, but also a sense of normalcy and joy. I left outpatient rehab being able to golf, fish, camp, talk better, and walk with a cane or with no device at all. Transitioning to ICANN came with its share of challenges. I attended one of the ICANN information sessions while still in hospital and did a home visit weeks after being discharged from the ONR. Due to the high demand put on ICANN services, there was a 3.5-month gap in care following my completion of the ONR, leaving me without consistent support I needed during a crucial phase of my recovery. Additionally, I am faced with a wait list for speech therapy, which required me to seek private therapy to continue the progress. The disruption between services highlights the importance of continuity in rehab and the difficulties patients like myself can face when navigating transitions between care providers. Now that I started ICANN, I feel a new sense of hope and determination to continue making progress in my recovery. My program offers sessions of occupational therapy 2 times a week, and I am optimistic about the opportunities it provides to further improve my strength, mobility, and communication skills once I begin speech therapy. Being fully engaged in therapy again feels like a significant step forward. With the support of the ICANN team and the resources offered, I'm confident that I can overcome additional obstacles and continue moving closer to my goals, reclaiming more independence and quality of life. Thank you.
We'll have a few minutes for questions. If anybody would like to ask any questions of Brian or Cori. We heard part of this talk in November, and it's interesting to hear it now and hear how you've managed in the community. You're now attending ICAN, which is the post-stroke transitional care program, and one of the navigators will speak to that program at the end of today. I just wondered, now that you're, in the community, living at home, working with ICAN, did you find there was anything missing in your transition back into the community, either Cori or Brian?
Go
Want me
ahead.
to talk?
Sure, yeah.
You want to talk about the mental
Yeah,
health?
but you could, yes, go.
Yes, the mental health was the one obstacle that we had, because we didn't realize we were having mental health issues until it was progressed more and more. So I think if that would have been addressed at the very beginning when we came out of hospital, we might have noticed the signs and been able to get the proper medications or whatever they do, or speak with someone.
It was, yes, because it was very it felt very, for me, just having someone to talk with them sometimes, just so that you it was very, for Cori as well, and for me, just to have someone built better to what you were saying, or sometimes you were talking about what I wanted to do, and sometimes it was just letting someone say it so that I could hear them say it. I'm trying to, hopefully I'm not going to. Yeah.
Did you have an opportunity to work with any social workers along your journey?
Yes, we did. At the
Outpatient rehab,
At
the
ONR?
yes,
they seem to be in tune with his feelings, and I think they caught the depression and anxiety before we even realized.
yes, for sure, for sure.
And they addressed it right away, and they actually spoke with both of us, and we both went in, and the social worker talked with us, and she really made a big difference.
Very, for sure,
Yes.
for sure, he really did.
She
Yes.
justified our feelings and our anxiety.
Right. Yeah. And when you were in hospital, was there any moment when they did a depression screening with you? I know sometimes they're doing that on the floors. I think it's the PHQ-2.
No, I don't think they did.
Not there, no.
Okay.
It was a
Only our family doctor addressed it.
Oh,
Which our family doctor has been awesome. They've really been accommodating for appointments, and sometimes it can take a long time to get in to see your doctor, but they've been really good with accommodating to get him in on a timely manner.
yeah. Yeah,
And
great.
they addressed the anxiety right away when we went in, after talking to the social worker, and they've been keeping up on that, and it's been good.
Oh, good. I have a question in the chat. In your opinion, how could the mental health have been addressed better? Do you think it would have been an earlier conversation?
For sure, yes. I think it was, it didn't, it was, there was nobody was, I'm sorry, I'm talking at this, all the words there. We did not find everything, I'm going crazy again. Unfortunately, I'm just trying to take a second here. Just give me a second.
Yeah, take your time.
Tell me if you want me to take over.
I did not know I was having a problem until someone was they were actually saying, "How do you feel, Brian?" So that's when it really came to me that yes, there should have been more going along, happening with that. The, it, because when someone said, was the one place we were having the question, I was by myself, I was doing some other, uh, there that day, and she happened just to come in and say, "You know what? I'm going to take a couple of seconds. If you don't mind, can I talk with you this?" And that's when I realized that, yeah, I probably don't feel as I really should be. And it really it came at that point that, yeah, I should be talking more, and Cori should be talking too, because she wasn't telling anything either. She was just sitting there, never ever saying anything on, and it was it was better if it was better for us to talk. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, yes, and express our feelings to each other, because I wasn't saying things to him on how I was feeling, because I didn't want to give him more anxiety. But this was months after, this was an ONR.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it was addressed, but I think if it was addressed before or when we first came out of the hospital, we would have known what to expect, or that our feelings were justified. And then we wouldn't have waited for it to boil over.
Yes, it did. There was one time, was shortly at, or not, I was at my house here, and I really felt bad that day. My wife, my two sons happened to come out to talk me, and then my daughter was talking to me, and I was not good that day. Was not very, very good at that day. And that's when things started overall talking with
Month
Peter.
into
Yes.
it, yes.
Yes. Yeah. But
Did you find while you were in hospital that you were having issues with mental health, or aware of any issues with mental health? Sometimes people say it's so busy in the hospital at first, therapy, rest. There's so much going on that you don't really get to catch up with how you're feeling. Did you find that the mental health started in hospital, or that you became more aware of it once you discharged home?
after I was home. It, like you said, when you're there, the you have
Busy.
yes,
You're busy and
you're there at like
9 in
at
the morning.
5, and it's like boom, boom, it's time to hit your eat. They have to have your supper, or sorry, your morning in the morning, and then you have to take a shower, and then you have to first lesson, and then you're coming back for a Nero for a couple 10 minutes, and then you out again and out again. It was just, you're always going to sleep. You are being crazy for yourself. Yeah.
It's always busy, right, at the hospital.
Very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good to around there to have that someone around all the time, because it was good too, because things were driving, started thinking in my brain at times.
Mhm.
At the hospital, you were able to go really quick.
And I don't think he realized that, like thinking back, that he could have used it in the hospital. He just didn't realize that he was so tired, and but he didn't want any family to leave. He wanted everyone there till he went to sleep,
Right.
And he did have the anxiety in there. He just didn't realize it at the time.
We have a question in the chat. It's for Cori, actually. Have you ever felt like you needed more support through the journey? And if so, what might that look like?
Yes, I was lucky enough to have we have 4 children and daughter and son-in-laws, and they were a great help in, taking over for me at times in hospital, which helped. But it would have been nice. I didn't know what to expect. All I knew was that all our plans that we had for the future weren't there anymore. All our wishes and retirement, like I'm still working. He was working the day before he had a
That's why,
stroke.
yeah.
So I'm still working and doing full-time work, doing things with him, taking time from work to run him here and there because he can't drive. So yeah, at times I feel very tired and very overwhelmed, and they could use support for the spouse for sure.
Mhm.
Really.
Yeah. Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Our speakers today are from a variety of backgrounds. Our next speaker, our keynote, is going to talk about mental health. So that's going to be really interesting for us. We also have speakers talking about return to work and return to driving. And I wonder if you could speak a little bit about those 2 areas for yourself, Brian.
It's been a couple things talking the other night or last night. Someone was saying to me, how are you going to go, or are you going to start driving soon? And I'm thinking to myself, going, I can bluntly, I can move my hands and I can move my legs okay, but I really on this side, I can't
That's
move it
okay.
here. There we go. I actually don't feel anything on them. So I don't need and I do want to start driving. I think I can drive, but I don't know if I get around it to drive back home.
I think he'd be very nervous at first, doubting his abilities. So I do all the driving, and he's a fantastic backseat driver. He notices everything and yells at everything, but
Yes.
he does. That is one of his main goals, is to drive.
I would really like to get back again,
Yes.
just because I used in the old days, and I call them the old days now.
Yeah.
I used to drive all the time, whether I was at work with the guys or my wife or the kids or anybody, I was driving everything. And I would really get it to do I would like to able to start it again. I would really, yes.
Excellent. And what about return to work? Any thoughts on that? Any work happening on that?
The good thing about me is now I work with my oldest son
Mhm.
owns the company. So I could probably just come and go when I want to stay or come and so I'm good that way. They kept my house,
Your
not
desk.
my office.
Yeah.
They actually keep that still there. No one uses my house till I get back there. So it's just good. But I think I would like to. I've been there a couple of days with them now to look at people out and just walking around, and I'll ask them about, how come this is done now? How come you guys haven't done this done? So I would. My plan is to come back, but I don't know how much time I will at it.
Mhm. Right. Excellent.
And I think what I've always said to him is if he goes back, to go back to leave on retirement on his own terms versus being forced to retirement.
Right. Right. Good point. We do have a thank you in the chat. So the O&R team is online today watching this symposium, and they want to thank you for sharing your experiences today. And they wanted to say that they're happy to see the 2 of you. So I guess we've had some
Here.
That's really Good, really good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think we'll wrap up. I really appreciate the two of you joining us so early in the morning and sharing your story again. It's a really great way for us to start our day and really have our patients and families in mind when we're learning different aspects of stroke care in the community. So thank you both for joining us today, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very, very
Thank you for
much.
having us.
Thank you.